What would you say are the biggest problems you encounter in mastering? I know we've been talking about something that's hard as hell to deal with or whatever if you don't have stems or whatever, but what other problems in mastering do you encounter that I wouldn't have thought about yet? I mean, I'm curious.
Well, that would be the main one is different parts of the mix needing different treatments, which, we just can't separate it out without the stems.
Right.
The other thing is, if there's the wrong kind of low end and they want everything really loud, well, you could search for days trying to find the right plug-in or the right analog or the right compression to really get the thing to pump properly without distorting. You could try and talk them into let's just lower the level a little bit. And that's these days, that just isn't going to fly. Overall, that's probably the toughest thing is to deal with bass that people haven't heard properly to begin with.
Right. The learning curve to understand what you're hearing, when did you first, it may have been immediately, but when did you first go, this low end is going to be tough? It's real heavy at 100, it's light at 80, it's light at 60, maybe when did you first learn that this is going to be a challenge?
You mean when a project comes in?
Yes.
Like I said, when I'm first sort of spot checking when it first comes in, I'm listening for problems. I go, well, that could be an issue. But you never really know until you put it through a couple of different settings, some different plugins or the analog or its compressor, whatever. And if it's still not working and you're still having problems, then it's okay. Then we have to call the client or we have to dig a little harder. But yeah, you don't know in advance. You don't know until you really dig in and try a bunch of stuff. It's rare that we can't fix something like that, but it does happen. The worst case is when something comes in and, you're talking about things coming in good shape. Well, yeah, it happens, but more than likely it's amateur hour. We get stuff from all over the world, and the amount of stuff that's being put out these days, just because you can doesn't mean you should. And, we certainly get our share of that. So, there'll be at least once a week, maybe a couple of times a month where I'll just have to throw up my hand and tell Chris out in the office, say, you know what? No, this has to go back. There's nothing I can do. Your name's going to go on this thing. And if you can't come up with something that's at least passable, there's no upside for us to finish the project. Try again, do a better job. Or, your money would be much better spent elsewhere. Pay somebody to mix it properly. Don't waste your money here when it's not gonna make you happy. Get the mixes done.